For this question in EJC tutorial question 5, okay, you need to know how to substitute the variables with a new variable as well as using our law of logarithm. Okay, so there's two equations here, and this equation 1, equation 2, they intersect at a point. So when you intersect at a point, it just means simultaneously they satisfy each other. So you equate these two to each other first. Okay, now be careful, the square root covers the x. Okay, so I will have ax cubed plus square root bx minus ln px squared equals to 0. Okay, so now I sub in the first x. Sub x equals to 1, I will have a times 1 plus square root b times 1 minus ln p equals to 0. I simplify it, I will have a plus square root b minus ln p equals to 0. Now, when you sub into your system of equation in the GC, right, you cannot put in square root p. So you know that this is one variable, as well as ln p is one variable. If it makes you understand easier, then I replace a by m. I replace root b by n. Okay, and I replace ln p by m n o. To try not to use o, then we will use p. Okay, that my p is here. Okay, then we will use q. Okay, equals to 0. This would be easier for you to understand how to key into the calculator. If not, if you know how to use this and carry on, that is totally fine as well. So now I sub in x equals to 2, okay, into this equation. I will have 2 cubed, that's 8a plus, this is square root 2b. Square root 2b is written as square root 2 square root b. This part you also must know how to break yourself. And minus ln of 4p. You also cannot change the variable like that because we already know that ln p is going to be equal to q. So this guy, I must split it up to be in terms of ln p. But how do I do that? When you have ln of a product, this is equals to ln 4 plus ln p. Okay, ln uv is equals to ln u plus ln v. Then I simplify the equation because I need to keep all my variables on one side. Ln p is here, the negative ln 4, I bring it to the right side. Okay, I will get my second equation. If it's in terms of m, n, and q, it will look like this. 8m plus root 2n minus q equals to ln 4. And that is my second equation to key into my system of equation in the GC. Okay, so now I sub in x equals to 4 for the last one into this equation again. 4 to the power of 3, that's 64. A plus square root 4, so that will be 2 root b. Okay, minus ln 4 squared, 16p. Same thing, I split up my ln 16p into using law of logarithm, ln 16 plus ln p, expand it up, I will have 64a plus 2 root b minus ln p equals to ln 16. In the form of mn and p, it will be 64m plus 2n minus q equals to ln 16. Now I have my three equation. I will use my GC to key this into my GC system of equations, simultaneous equation solver. Three unknown, three equation, press graph. I have already keyed in all the coefficients for the first equation, m plus n minus q equals 0. Second equation, 8m plus square root 2. So I will just second function this root 2 over here, yeah, minus q equals to, in this case, I'm just going to key in ln 4, and this will give me all the values that is in the irrational form. The last equation, I will also key in 64m plus 2n minus q equals to ln 16. And I press graph, I will get x equals to this, y equals to this, and z equals to this. Now be careful, remember this is not your final answer. Okay, you have to put it in this form. You have to find out what is your a, b, and c. So I know from my GC, remember to write from GC A equals to negative 0.012, and they want it into two decimal place, so I'm going to leave this as fine. Okay, but for B, right, you cannot have B. I'm going to say that square root B is my n, which is 3.55730,857, and B is equals to 3.5573. Use the whole 10-digit string, square, and you are going to get your answer, and leave it in two decimal place, 12.65. Okay, the last one, ln P is equals to 3.5448527. The inverse of ln is e to the power of 3.54485. Use the long whole string of values, and you are going to get your answer, e to the power of 3.5448527, and leave it in two decimal place, 34.63. Okay, and this is how you solve this question, where you have to know that simultaneous means you equate two equations together, sub in the x properly, replace those weird variables with a new variable, key into your GC. After you find the answer already, remember to find back the correct answer.